Hello everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas. Today I wanted to talk to you about best and worst Christmas presents I have ever received, and maybe best and worst that I have given as well, just to balance it out a little bit. I got quite a few questions on Instagram about what is the worst gift I've ever received, and this is when I asked you guys to just send in Christmas related questions for Vlogmas. And surprisingly, a lot of you wanted to know the worst thing I've ever received. So I had to have a really long, hard think about it, and I have come up with what it was. I feel really bad for the person who got it for me. It's my brother. I'm really sorry. We're gonna get to that story. But before we get to it, I must thank the sponsor of today's video, which is ShopTagger. ShopTagger has saved me so much money this year, especially during this season. I know some of you are already familiar with ShopTagger, especially if you've watched some of my Short Girl Shops videos. But if you're not familiar, then it is a really great tool to help you save money whilst you're shopping online. This year, I feel really proud to have got nearly £45 off of my beautiful Christmas tree, which is nearly $60 if you're in the US, just by clicking on my ShopTagger Chrome attachment button and seeing what coupon codes were available. I just got so lucky. And also with my Christmas presents and buying for family, I have a little folder on ShopTagger and I add things to that folder which I think are nice for family or presents for myself, because I'm one of those people that do the to me from me presents kind of thing. And I get a nice little notification when there's been a price drop or when something comes back into stock after having been out of stock. Yeah, I've just absolutely loved it this season. You guys know that I've worked with ShopTagger before, so I am so happy to be able to share the knowledge further. Even if I wasn't a brand partner for ShopTagger, I would still be telling people to use it. I absolutely love what they do, and thank you for saving us all this money. Like, so blessed, so blessed. Even when it's not Christmas season, I tend to use ShopTagger for my staple products in my toiletries and my life, just because these are products I was going to buy anyway. So if there has been a price drop, I use that as my opportunity to stock up on things that I would have bought anyway. It's really easy to use and it's free. All you have to do is download it on Google Chrome and install the browser button, and then when you're doing your shopping and you see a product that you like or you want to save and keep your eyes on it for later, all you have to do is click on the ShopTagger button. You can choose things like the size you're after or color preference if you're looking for something specific, and ShopTagger will let you know when the product goes on sale or comes back in stock by sending you an email or a push notification on your phone if you have the app downloaded as well. As you can see, my list there I think is called Christmas presents, but it just ended up being an all over Christmas list, whether it's presents for other people or things I've seen for the house that I really wanted. You can go into more detail with your lists and you can sort of separate it off into all sorts of things, keep it nice and organized. Oh, and the other feature that I really wanted to mention was the cashback feature. So some retailers that you shop on have a relationship with ShopTagger where you can actually get money back into your PayPal when you make a purchase on their website. And I see the cashback feature and I just simply click activate cashback. It's pretty good, another extra way of saving money, especially during this time. So if you want to start saving money, then definitely click on the link in my description to download ShopTagger, and don't forget to use Google Chrome with it, which is the best browser anyway, so I don't know why you wouldn't be using it. If you're watching on mobile, don't forget as well, ShopTagger on the App Store, super handy, and you can start saving your products into lists. And happy saving, everybody. Okay, so best present I think I've ever received. I'm gonna go straight in there and say last year, the Dyson hairdryer from my dad. I mean, I did tell him what I wanted. I said, I really, really want the Dyson hairdryer. From Manos. Oh my god! That was the best hairdryer I've ever received. I think from having like seriously broken split ends all the time, my hair looking pretty unhealthy. The technology in the Dyson, not sponsored by the way, even if it was, please sponsor me, Dyson. The technology in the Dyson means that I'm less prone to getting split ends because of the way it dries the hair. And you know what, just like I trust a vacuum brand with my hair. I trust you guys. I trust the Dyson technology. You guys know I'm a big fan of Dyson, so the cordless vacuum that I bought for myself a year and a half ago is the best vacuum ever. If you've got a massive house, don't get it because you're going to be annoyed with how quickly the battery dies. But for a little flat like mine, it's just perfect. Just whoop, 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 zip it around, stick it back on charge. Oh, it's just amazing. So that's probably my best present. The Dyson hairdryer from my dad and the vacuum that I bought myself. We all say Hoover. Hoover's the wrong word, isn't it? Hoover comes from Henry Hoover, the brand, which is, in my opinion, the most retro Hoover vacuum brand, but also the worst. Like, Henry Hoovers just are so bad, in my opinion. Like, I've seen my grandma using her Henry Hoover and I'm like, is anything coming up? Like, it's just like, I don't know. She probably thinks it's fantastic. I know, yeah, you think it's amazing, but it isn't. It really isn't. She'll be like, it's lasted me 100 years. They look so cool, like retro, but they just don't do it for me. Burning bridges here with brands, aren't I? Burning bridges. Okay, worst present. Right, it wasn't Christmas, but it was my birthday. I'm wondering if I still have the email from my brother on my phone. And it says, happy birthday, Leah. Here's your present. And then I open the attachment and it's DNA test results of like your ancestry and all of that. But the thing is, it was my brother's results, but he was like, because we're siblings, here's your DNA results, I got that for you. And it wasn't until I told a few people or something, or we did a video on Joel and Leah.
I got Joel a heritage test.
Heritage?
Yeah. Ancestry
test.
For Christmas.
23andMe. Ancestry! We're doing Ancestry!
People were like, oh Leah, it doesn't count if it's your brother's DNA because you don't have the same DNA, so it's not going to be the same like spot on DNA history. So that is like an embarrassment of a present. I mean, I feel bad. I'm really sorry, John. Like you do buy good stuff. Like when you bought me that chopping board, I've been using that every day for like since you bought it for me. But the DNA thing was the biggest cop out you've ever done. It was just terrible, really. But how were we to know? How were you to know? You were like, what? We both came out, like we both came from mum and dad, so we've obviously got the same DNA. And I was like, yeah, but then I read into it more and it's just not true. So I think that is probably the worst gift I've ever received, especially since it was like an email attachment, like not even a nice printout on like thick paper or anything. It was just like, here's your PDF attachment. Right, I'm gonna stop now because I feel really shady. I think that, and then worst present I've ever given somebody. The worst present I think I've ever given somebody is a present that I didn't want. We've all done it, let's not lie. Like, you get given a present, you're like, I don't really like smellies. Like, I do like smellies, but sometimes you see a smelly and you're like, I just know my skin's gonna react to that because I've got sensitive skin. And then you know that you're gonna see someone in a few days and you haven't got them anything. So you just repackage it up and just give it to them. It's just like the recycling of presents. I've done it. Let's not pretend that our mums didn't give us that idea, because they did. I wouldn't have known to do that if my mum, just gonna shift it on you, mum. If you hadn't said, I'll just re-gift it, like how would I have ever known to do it? So I think that's probably the worst thing I've ever done. Either that or just not getting anyone a present at all. That's quite bad, isn't it? Especially when they've got you something. Like, I remember someone had gone to the extent of like doing handmade gifts. So adorable and sweet. Like, they'd clearly put in a lot of time and energy and effort, and I had just bought them chocolates, and just chocolates, I think. I just felt really bad. It is always awful, isn't it, if someone gets you something amazing and then you're like, here's something really bad. It's the thought that counts though, isn't it, guys? It's the thought that counts. Speaking of presents, I have to get my neighbours something. They're not my direct neighbours. They live about a 3-minute walk away. And my address is hard to find and sounds like their address. So all the delivery drivers, Hermes, DPD, DHL, all of them, everyone apart from, I'd say, Royal Mail, they all get it wrong. Especially Hermes, which seems to be the worst courier of them all. Like, if there was an award for the worst delivery company in the world, it would be to Hermes. They are just so horrendous. So like they always just like throw my post at this other house, and I walk over there every week actually. I've knocked on the door, they know who I am now, and I just say, hey, any post for me? And they're like, yeah. So I really need to get them a nice gift, because it's never the other way around. Like my address never gets mixed up for their address. I don't receive any of their post. The most embarrassing one, I don't even know if I want to say this, but do you know what, I'll just say it. I've collected from their house a pleasurable toy. I can't believe I just said that on the internet. I didn't order it. Somebody sent it to me, a brand that sell toys. Said, hi Leah, would love to give you a vibrator. And I said, okay, that's great, you can send it to me. And they said, oh, we'd love to work together. And I said, look, I'll see how it goes first, and then I'll think about it, because I'm not sure I want to promote something I've never used, blah, blah, blah. And also I don't really know if it suits my brand. This is such a tell-all, isn't it? They sent it, didn't bloody get it, did I? And they were like, hey, it's been delivered, it's been signed for. I was like, sorry, what? I had to go and walk round to my lovely neighbours and collect my sex toy. Like, that is embarrassing. They had no idea they had a vibrator in their house, did they? I'm lucky they didn't open it. So as you can imagine, I didn't go ahead working with that brand, and also too much info. It's the worst vibrator I ever. Oh gosh. So I emailed them saying, look, I was mortified collecting this delivery from the wrong address. I know it's not your fault, but you know, I did put the delivery instructions. Anyway, so I need to buy a gift for my lovely neighbours who have looked after a load of post for me. That's probably my best and worst gifts. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I've missed off. Best gift. Oh, best gifts ever. My mum and grandma often team up and buy me like a massage, like a spa day out. So we're like either three of us, or I think even my brother's been involved one time. My brother and his fiance will all just like buy each other spa days, and that's really nice. Experience gifts. I like an experience gift, and I really enjoy buying people an experience gift that involves me, so that I get to do it as well. Like the chocolate day out I did with Joel, making our own chocolate bars, just stuff like that. I just love doing things. So gosh, what a tell-all that has been. Once again, thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Shop Tagger. I really am grateful to be working with them. You absolute lifesaver, have saved me loads of money, and I really hope you guys download the Chrome attachment. Link is all in my description, and start saving if you've got any more purchases this year, and obviously keep it with you as you go into the new year as well. It's just such a handy thing to have on your laptop or phone or both. I'll see you guys in the next Vlogmas video. Thanks so much for staying tuned, and lots of love. Bye. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now